Yes. Good evening, everyone. So today we'll continue, looking on to the sessions of telemedicine. One of the important aspects of lifestyle medicine is actually one of what is related to the psychology of ourselves, like how you behave, different situations and things like that. So it's one of the beautiful book actually one written by Lisa Rankin. It is called as Mind Over Medicine. So we'll be doing a lot of series based on this, like where mind plays a very important role as far as our concern, not only for how we behave and things like that, but also it has an effect as our health is also concerned. So one of the aspect as far as this is concerned is how you tune your mind to behave as far as the reflection, or how you tune your mind to handle your health or even your lifestyle is also concerned. So tuning yourself is very important. So that becomes not only your health, but at what time you get up and what you eat. So all those things will depend upon how you tune yourself. So tuning yourself is actually what is called as to some extent, briefly we can tell what is affirmation. So Dr. Shilpa has actually done some amount of research as far as this is concerned. So we'll be looking at how. One second. Madam, you can unmute yourself later. So this, as far as this affirmation is concerned, like how affirmations can have an impact as far as our life process is concerned. Dr. Shilpa has done studies on this, and based on her studies, she has also seen that it does have an effect as far as our parameters are concerned. And also there are a lot of studies done around the world where they say affirmations does help, and they have done even functional MRI also. So by doing some of the functional MRIs, they are able to localize the activities will occur also. Like whenever the affirmations are done, what part of brain will be stimulated, like the prefrontal area or whatever it is. So all these things will be dealt in detail to some extent touched upon by Dr. Shilpa. So I'll just introduce Dr. Shilpa. Dr. Shilpa is a lifestyle consultant. She is also a diabetologist, and she has done a good amount of research in yoga and affirmations and things like that. So yoga, meditation, and things like this. So today our topic will be like how affirmations can help us in tuning our life. So I will hand over the screen to Dr. Shilpa. Dr. Shilpa, you can start your screen. You can unmute yourself, and you can start your session. You can share I will share the screen. You can start the session.
Sir, shall I share my screen?
I will share the screen. You want to share, or is this okay? You want to share?
Shall I? Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Narayan sir for providing this opportunity. In today's session, I would like to talk about the affirmations and what does it impact on health. First of all, what do we think of affirmation as such? Yes. Affirmations, we have kept on hearing about affirmations. Is it positive thinking? Is it a negative thinking? Is it something called like mind game? So let us see what is affirmations exactly. What are affirmations? So these are some things or some habits or some the nature that we have been following right from ages, but we have not given thought to it, or we rarely give a thought to it. Let us see what are these. Affirmations are synonymously called as suggestions, suggesting our own self as auto suggestions, and it has been described in various psychology books as self hypnosis. In this affirmation, we have studies have been done since long back. In 1909, William Walker Atkinson wrote a book on suggestion and auto suggestion. So here affirmations in the sense I am going to speak about suggestions and affirmations as a synonymous words. So about suggestion or about affirmation, William Walker Atkin, who is a pioneer of new thought movement, he was based in France. He during his time he was treated as a very great psychotherapist who used to cure various diseases with this form of treatment, that is suggestion and autosuggestion. According to him, the affirmations or suggestions can be of various types. The suggestion of authority, of association, of habit, the suggestion of repetition, affirmations of imitation. These are the things that he describes in his book. These are nothing but what we have been following in our day-to-day life. Let us correlate what are these affirmations that we have already inculcated in our life. The suggestion of authority. If we remember during our childhood, we used to put hoardings, we used to put some of the posters in our room on the walls of great proverbs and all that, of great people. Also, during our school days, on the blackboard, right on top, we used to write some proverbs of great people, said by great people. These are nothing but the affirmations of authority. For example, the saying of Swami Vivekananda, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. So this is one of the suggestion or affirmation of authority. So here the affirmation stands as the statement which we believe in. So the statement which an authority has given to us and we do believe in. So this is the affirmation of authority. Another example, the sayings of Lord Buddha. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. This is again a suggestion of authority. We try to inculcate these proverbs given by an authoritative person, given by a person whom we think as a hero or whom we think as an ideal person, and we try to follow it. So these are affirmations of authority. Another example, the proverb said by Mahatma Gandhi ji, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. So these are some of the examples for the affirmations of authority. Another type of affirmation or suggestion of association. This even day-to-day life, we keep following it. Best example, breaking of a mirror. A cat runs in front of our vehicle. We think it is a bad omen. Sometimes something good happens, we try to associate it with a good omen. So these are some of the firm beliefs that we associate, what we call it as affirmations. The mind is so powerful that it picks up every affirmation, every strong belief, and it inculcates into it. More so, the negative beliefs, the suggestion of association, negative association, negative affirmations will be caught easily by the brain. So, that is how the fear of thought in the mind stays. So this is an example of affirmation of association. The affirmation or suggestion of habit. We have been doing this. Very simple, small practices we do day to day. For example, worshiping. Before we start any work, we do a worship. We think by doing this, we have a strong belief that by doing this, we will be successful. So this is an affirmation of habit. The affirmation or suggestion of repetition. You keep on doing something, it becomes a habit, it gets inculcated into your day-to-day life. For example, constant dripping of water on a stone, it erodes the stone itself. In the same way, the mind works. We constantly go on giving instructions to the mind. The mind believes it. The mind says, yes, it is. There's a very simple proverb in Kannada. It says, Hardta Hardta Raga, Naralta Naralta Roga. You keep practicing, you become it. You become so. This is what the affirmation of repetition says. So you do something repeatedly, you become that. If we go on thinking in terms of negative association, we inculcate it into our day-to-day life. I would like to say a very small story with this uh, affirmation of repetition. We all have seen elephant, a big elephant tied with a simple rope or a chain to a small nail. The elephant is so strong enough, it can easily take away. It can easily break it out and come out. But it doesn't. Why? This is because when the elephant was small, it was tied with a big chain, with a strong chain, to a very strong wood or a very strong tree or a very strong uh, something solid. It has tried many a times to come out of it, but it could not. It did not succeed. It kept on trying, but one fine day, it thought it cannot. It has firmly affirmed, it has suggested his mind that repeatedly I have tried and I have failed and I cannot break open this chain. And when it becomes big, when it becomes an adult elephant, though it can come out of it, it can easily break it, it will not. Because so strong is the negative affirmation that inculcates into the brain. So this is a very good example for the affirmation of repetition. The suggestion or affirmation of imitation, very commonly seen with children. Whatever we do, the child imitates. It thinks what the parents do or what the adults at home do, that is the right thing, and it tries to imitate. We, keeping somebody as our hero, we try to imitate that person. It could be in our workplace. We try to imitate our boss or somebody whom we keep on observing. So this is the affirmation of imitation. So with this, we know that affirmation is not something new. It is what we have been doing day to day. We have been doing since ages, and we have got inculcated with it. But we have rarely given importance to it. So let us see what is the health benefits of these affirmations. The affirmations or the strong beliefs or the suggestions play a mind game. It is very, very important for reducing anxiety and stress related disorders. The various disorders which are linked to anxiety, for example, short-term physical symptoms, which include headaches, reduction in immunity leading on to cold and respiratory disorders, backache, poor sleep, indigestion, etc. Some of the long-term physical symptoms related to stress and anxiety, like the heart diseases, hypertension, the risk of cancer, diabetes mellitus, asthma. These are all some of the common, very common ailments which we relate to anxiety and stress, which could be prevented and which could be brought under control by affirmations. Also, several short-term psychosocial symptoms, which include the addiction to various addictive agents like alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, long-term psychosocial symptoms like breakdown in relationships, hard to make up a relationship, social isolation, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. So all these related to anxiety and stress-related disorders can be definitely benefited by affirmations. Also, affirmations is very helpful in reducing pain, intractable pains. And definitely, it improves the quality of life. It helps in making the lifestyle changes. So let us see what are the authentic studies that has been done on affirmations. So what does studies say? A study done by Christopher N. Casico on affirmations, he has taken several MRI pictures, functional MRI pictures, wherein the functional MRI or the fMRI takes the photographs of brain. Here, the part of the brain which is activated during these affirmations will be highlighted. So according to his study, he showed that several centers in the brain which are related to reward centers, we call them as ventral medial prefrontal cortex, these reward centers were activated with affirmations. So what will that help in? So when you improve your reward center, when you are boosting up your reward center, the whole body, uh, what the system changes when, for example, when endorphins are released, all the positive things happen, like some of the chemicals which are going to improve various diseased conditions, which are going to help improve the functioning of various organs, will be such chemicals will be released with the activation of the centers which are reward centers. So he has seen that by giving affirmations, the reward centers will be activated. So by activating these reward centers, various functional changes in the body can be brought in. Also, a study done by Susan Ann Davis on affirmations and on positive affirmations and inner counselor processes. The inner counselor process is giving a counseling. Okay, positive affirmations giving suggestions by the person himself. So he has studied that there is severe reduction in the anxiety and anxiety related disorders in people who practiced positive affirmations. Also, the result of my study, I have done a study on affirmations on students who are studying first MBBS, the medical students. Uh, what I did was I measured the parameters of heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, autonomic functions, and EEG, that is electroencephalogram. I gave the training of affirmations and meditation to the set of students. One set of students were given only meditation. Another set of students, they had 5 minutes of meditation, but 10 minutes of affirmations. That is, majority of affirmations was given to them. And then the various parameters were recorded. So what I found was the students who practiced meditation and also the students who practiced affirmations, compared to the normal group, their heart rate was reduced. Reduction in heart rate means the heart is going to function to its optimum. There was reduction in the basal blood pressure. Their respiratory functions was at its maximum. And several students in this group who practiced affirmations, among them, those who were having certain respiratory disorders like bronchial asthma, they came with the result that their episodes of asthmatic attack had reduced. They never had these episodes during these practice. And autonomic functions, yes, there was definite good improvement in autonomic functions. And I had recorded prefrontal electroencephalogram, which says again the reward center will be assessed by it. The electroencephalogram waves showed that they had a better capacity of judgment. So these were the results of my study, which was done on students. Yes. So according to my study, there was significant improvement in respiratory parameters and also a very significant reduction in blood pressure and heart rate and good improvement in autonomic functions and also the functioning ability of the prefrontal brain. So this was the results of my study. So with this, I would like to say that affirmations definitely have a very good positive impact on the human brain. And hence, human brain is going to modify the various diseased conditions and also the normal functioning of various organ systems in the body. Then how do we start about? How do we give these affirmations? Affirmations, remember, it is like a double-edged sword. We have both positive affirmations as well as negative affirmations. So positive affirmations can take us to any heights. At the same time, the negative affirmations can put us down. So according to Louis Hay, he says that affirmations should be, and it is, positive self-talk, talking to yourself in a positive manner. So always make your statement in the present tense during affirmation. So never say, I will become a better person. No, I am becoming a better person. That should be the affirmation. So it should always be in the present tense. I am becoming a better person. I am becoming uh, a person whom I wanted always to be. I am most successful. I am becoming successful in every step. I am, we should always say, I am, I have. Never go to the future tense. A very, very simple affirmation to start about is the proverb or the saying, every day, in every way, I am becoming better and better. This was given by a scientist named as Emily Cowell in 1920s. He suggested this, every day, in every way, I am becoming better and better. This proverb is very simple affirmation, which we can do it every day, right? And I have come across this affirmation in one of the spiritual organization also. This was of late called as Divine Park, which is in Udupi, which runs under the policies or under the uh, guidance of Swami Vivekananda. So this is a very simple proverb or affirmation. Apart from this, I would also like to give some examples of other affirmations. To start your day, I will be present in every moment. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave enough. I am beautiful. Today is a great day. We can suggest ourselves whatever affirmation we want to be. But the affirmation should always be in the present tense. These are some of the examples of affirmations. It could be told during bedtime. It could be told during as soon as we get up. But the best practice of affirmation is immediately after meditation, because during meditation, mind goes to a trance state where it easily receives whatever affirmation we give it. This trance state is also seen early in the morning as soon as we get up, and at night just when we are falling asleep. So we can see this trance state during these three conditions. So during this time, the giving affirmations is always better and it is easier to inculcate into our practice. So what do we do? What happens with all these affirmations? I would like to give one small example. The person called as Rick Hansen. He was a great athlete, lost his legs due to cancer, but he didn't give up. Though he had various physical ailments, he had come up. He has gone a world tour traveled 44,075 kilometers, about 4 continents, several countries. So how all this happens? It just happens, or we can achieve great heights, we can improve our health, we can be, we can achieve great things by these affirmations. So with this, I would like to conclude by saying, I fill my mind with positive thoughts, which will definitely change our surroundings. Thank you. Any doubts or queries?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, madam. I think we'll open up the session now. Thanks a lot for a wonderful presentation. I think you enlightened us with some basic thing, but it's not easy to practice by everybody also. So it all depends upon how you tune your mind for affirmations. So that's what, like, what kind of probably what we can say is what kind of posters we have in our rooms will decide what you are. And in a way, like in lifestyle medicine, what else is actually, can you stop sharing the screen, madam? In lifestyle medicine, what we say, what you eat, you become. So in affirmation, like that's what, like what thing, probably you become that. So how to change your life and what you make your mind think. So probably it will help you to become that. And as Madam telling, like Shilpa telling, the negative affirmation is you catch in. Like generally what we do is any negative things, not as for example, you want to learn, when we are learning languages, actually what will happen is when you are trying to learn new language, on it, all the bad things in the language, we turn to learn early when compared to the good things in that language. So that's why our mind is tuned for negative things. So unless we change our, so getting into the negative thing is very easy, but getting into a positive frame of mind requires some amount of discipline, amount of practice, and this will tune you for a better life. And also, like, you can handle even like, for example, even writing exams also. If you start thinking that like I will be writing the best exams, or I know everything, so I'll be able to write everything on things like that. Maybe that kind of things will tune you better for, prepare yourself better for an exam than coming in the negative way. So I think this session is should open up a few things. Any questions from anybody? Abhijit, I think you can. 1 second, I'll just unmute all. Yeah, you can, all are unmuted. You can ask questions. Anybody? Abhijit? Yeah. And one more thing, I think even like that's what, affirmations can be anything. So in a way, probably even chanting, like what they teach in many of the religious, this thing, either it may be any of the religion, we are not taking into consideration any religion. So any religious chanting towards something good may also become, I think it is also affirmations, I feel, no, madam?
Yes, sir, definitely. Even that comes under affirmations only.
Yeah. So in other sense, actually, whatever we do, whatever we start tuning of mind, so that becomes part of the affirmation. It may be religious or secular or whatever affirmations that we think of. And in fact, in some of the, in a radio talk, I was hearing about switch words. And even switch words are probably, that's what I was wondering, how switch words can become, it is because words is not attached to any religion, but it is a secular secular aspect of life. I think it was proposed by some, I forgot the name of the scientist. So it is from 30-40 years, I think it is there, switch words. What they do is they start chanting some words. So by chanting the same, repeat like some positive words, probably they say that it will tune your mind for better things. So all this, I think, works in a more or less in a similar manner where we see, like where we see that science, like there are some aspects of things in life where how you work on your brain is also very important as far as your health and other things are concerned. Any other questions from anyone?
No, sir, one question, sir. Madam,
yeah, please.
they select as Om to chant. So any idea? They say it gives energy and all those things. Any idea why the letter Om has been selected? And any scientific reason behind it to choose
Uh,
Om?
yeah, uh, exactly. The Om, the word, say, what we say, it comes with A, U, and Ma. That is, it has these three words, in, these three rhythms in it. Okay, so when we are chanting this, it is said that there is some amount of positive energy that is going to inculcate into uh, from the cosmos. The positive energy comes into our body. This is what the philosophy says. According to our medical terms, when we chant this Om, we our brain goes to a trance state. This trance state, when our brain goes to the trance state, if we record this EEG, electroencephalogram, we have waves, right? Normally, the frequency of waves is very high. But after chanting Om for say about 5 times, just 5 times, you record the EEG, the frequency gets reduced. Frequency gets reduced, sorry, the amplitude gets reduced, and also the frequency is reduced. So when brain reduces its thoughts, it means to say the number of things going on in the brain, number of neurons getting activated is slowly reduced. So when this happens, we can have a better judgment. Not many thoughts are coming at a time. So we can have a better judgment. We can have a better remembering capacity because everything is interconnected. Our neurons are all wires. So where there is release of chemicals each time. We think there is a thought, there is a release of chemicals. So there are hundreds of thoughts, hundreds of different chemicals are released. But when this Om, with this Om chanting, the number of thoughts are reduced, the number of chemicals will become, what do you say, one type of chemical will be released, right? Not hundreds of chemicals, 100 different types of chemicals will be released. For say 50 types of chemicals released in more amount, which is going to give a better result. So because of this, a judgmental capacity, thinking capacity, remembering capacity, that is the memory capacity, all this will be increased. This is the scientific or the medical this thing what has been seen with chanting Om.
Okay. One more
Thank
question.
you.
It seems to be out of topic.
Yeah, it's okay.
Madam, what do you say? Like to comment about this black magic and all those things? Do they work on affirmations?
See, I would like to give one small example. So, catch hold of somebody. You say, you will cry, you will cry, you will cry. After some about 50 times, the person will cry. This happens.
Okay.
Okay. This is
Okay.
not a black magic. This is a mind magic.
Okay.
This is again negative affirmation.
Fine.
We have seen this, we have experienced in our life also. If some difficulty comes to us, repeatedly we keep on getting difficulties. It doesn't mean that something around is going wrong. Something is going wrong in ourselves.
Fine.
Right? So
Okay.
because we are giving negative thoughts to our brain, every negative aspect is going on in and around. So apart from this, that's all I know about black magic.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, quite true. I feel like what madam is telling is like you let your mind to be ruled over by somebody. So
Yeah.
naturally, negative affirmation will definitely have a work on you. So
Yeah.
it is how you allow your mind to be ruled by whom. So it's basically your mind is like a matrix. You were living in kind of a hollow. Like whether you want to live in a heaven or a hell in this world, decide upon how you frame your mind in a way. So in a sense, that's what, like either it can be black magic or whatever it is, either black magic or white magic or something good or something bad which is done. It all depends upon the strength of the person who is doing that and also weakness of the guy who is receiving it. So I think that decides like what kind of person you are. If you are a strong personality, I think nothing affects you, either black or white or whatever it is, nothing affects you. Your color will as long as your mind is strong. Probably if you allow your mind to be ruled by somebody else, then naturally everything can work on you. So that's what in fact, I keep telling to people who say that black magic works or something like that. It basically works because you are allowing it to work for you. So that's what I feel. Anyhow, I think Madam has come out with a clear indication, like, and she has also done some studies as far as affirmation is concerned, and that gives a clear indication that it can work because it works on a neural aspects of life. Health is concerned. Anything else? Any questions from anybody? Yeah, Abhijit, anything else to any other questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Also coming to
Okay.
this subjective results, I would like to give one more example. The study which I had done on the students, what I had done were all objective, just measure blood pressure, rate, all these were objectives. But there was a subjective result also. This was, it was very unexpected even to me during the Viva. So what I had done studies, it was in the mid of their first year exam, first year curriculum. After some 2 months, 2-3 months, they had their exams. During their exams, we saw that the examiner who was taking Viva, he was there for almost every, all the examiners, for all the students. This examiner told that the last set of students, they were answering very confidently. He was astonished. He was like, the last set of students, the answers was very apt and very confident. Some of them did not know few answers, they knew few answers, but the way they answered, I could see that confidence in them. So this set of students were to whom I had given the affirmation training for 3 months. This was an astonishing thing even for me. Later, we told him that such and such thing we had done, we had given affirmations and all that. But this was one of the results we got as a subjective result from the from a third person about this affirmation.
Yeah, good, madam. That's totally. Anyhow, there is also an subjective component which is also was studied by the madam. That's what she is telling. Oh, so it definitely helps as far as exams is concerned, because that's how you tune your mind is also very important. So that's it's a good outcome as far as the study is concerned. Any other thing? I think no other questions from any participants. I think thanks a lot for all the participants for being part of this session. Thanks a lot, Dr. Shilpa, for enlightening us with something which we used to do, but we never thought that this is called as affirmation. So anyhow, you enlightened us with a word called affirmation. So definitely this kind of things, people will over a period of time will start using it and probably define their life in a better way, I feel. So thanks a lot, Abhijit, for also and all the people who have come out and participated and asked some questions and things like that. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Before
I think we'll
concluding, sir, I would like to tell just one take-home message. One simple affirmation everybody can do is just one saying: every day, in every way, I am becoming better and better.
Okay, we are becoming better and better.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, one and all.